This is Spellbreak. We're on Xbox One X. It does not note an enhancement, but keep in mind that this is a Xbox game preview title, which means that it is a work in progress and likely to change over time. At the current point, it is a battle royale experience featuring 42 players competing in an arena. Now, it doesn't have an enhancement, but it does actually have support for VRR, which is a variable refresh rate, so that's kind of cool and something to keep in mind. So like with most battle royale titles, this is a game where you drop in, you get pushed inwards as you battle others, and you try to eliminate your opponents. It does do some interesting things though that helps it stand out. First off, it's a game about basically unleashing bits of spell magic. It's really quite cool in that regard, and hopefully as we get further along and you see more intense combative moments, you'll be like, wow, this is kind of a crazy game. I've had some big success in this one thus far, actually. I've won a number of matches already, and I was like, oh wow, I'm quite surprised. So the gist of it is you come down, you've got your squads. Now, we've got threes here. Apparently for launch, they've turned off duos and solos, but those are in the game. There's also a chapters tab that's being teased, which basically will offer, I guess, story-based content. And I don't know when that's going to be available and what that's going to be like. So we really just have the squads battle royale that we can talk about here at this current moment. Not really finding any armor, which is not great. But yeah, the gist of it is you've got these cool abilities and you are fighting others. It's really quite neat and very well done and surprisingly fun. I think I roasted that guy. There we go. So another neat mechanic of this is once you kill someone, you actually have to exile them in order for you to eliminate them. Otherwise their teammate can actually come and revive them. So I think that's an interesting mechanic to kind of deal with the element of death and dying in the game. It's a little bit different than how the other games handle it, and kind of fun. You're basically this orb that's just floating around hoping that somebody comes and helps you, and I think that's kind of a cool mechanic for how that's handled. So yeah, it's about finding your various elemental aspects and upgrading them. I don't know if you've noticed that, but finding better versions of everything and kind of giving the upgrade there, getting different pieces of armor, and improving your character within this match for it to reset every game that you play. It's just aesthetically, I think it's really quite gorgeous. It's got some cool abilities, some neat elemental effects. You actually pick your primary element before you start the match. So there's things like lightning, there's ice, there's fire, there's like an acid toxicity kind of thing, and then you get to combine that with something else that you find in the match. So I eliminate an opponent, say they've got a toxic ability, I can pick that up. So my left arm is, say, a toxic ability, and my right arm is a fire ability, and your skills become more damaging when you combine them together. So you've got your primary hits, your secondary hit, but then you've got LB and RB, which I don't want to waste now in case we run into somebody. But you've got those two abilities, and they do an extra little bit of kind of damage, and I think that's really cool seeing the combination of these various abilities. It's quite a lot of fun to play, and it's a very unique take on the battle royale genre, which we have seen many options for it over time. There's been so many different takes on it, and I think it's kind of cool. And while my character is dressed as a bug, we're not here talking about bug snacks. We're talking about Spellbreak, and I think they've actually done a very good job with this one, hitting the core mechanics and actually having something that is quite unique. And when you get to the end game, it's nuts. It's honestly just absolutely crazy seeing 4 or 5 different, I don't know if it's factions at the end, but seeing a bunch of different individuals blasting their abilities away at one another. It looks crazy. It's got all these cool clouds and all these cool aesthetics and stuff, and it's just really cool to see. I think the world again looks quite lovely. They've got a bit of a soft cell shading, I guess you could say, to the characters' designs, and the world itself has a very neat look to it. I'm generally just fairly impressed with the visual aesthetics on this one. It's a very cool looking kind of game. And again, I'm having a really good time playing it. Uh-oh. And it's just kind of, you know, cool blasting away here. Uh-oh. And kind of, you know, dealing with other opponents. And then you've got these consumables that you can use in order to keep your shields up and your health up. And they've just got a neat balance of gameplay to this one that I think is really quite unique. Did that person jump down here? It's definitely something a little bit, you know, kind of different. And again, it's going to grow over time. I should also have mentioned earlier, ooh, wow, I'm going to totally die here, that this is a cross-play enabled game. You can turn that off if you want. There's a bunch of different platforms. It's also cross-progression, which is kind of cool. So it's got, like, you know, a lot going on for it in regards to the player lobby potential and the gameplay. And it's just, you know, I'm just having a really good time with it. I was like, oh, this is surprisingly unique. Because, again, I've seen, you know, so many Battle Royale options over the years, the last few years here. So it's like, you know, it's different to come across something unique. And that's just my controller kind of going absolutely wild here. Because, you know, there's all these different abilities going on. Should have picked something like the lightning as my secondary. I don't really like this ground one. The lightning or like the caustic one is really, I think, ideal for combat, at least for my style of play. That's not good. And it's got like a cool like general movement system to it too. Oh, I think that one guy was almost dead. And you got to watch out for the balance of your abilities too. Again, keeping the shield and stuff up. Oh crap, I am dead. That's not good. But yeah, it's just really a different sort of Battle Royale experience. You're seeing like these cool, you know, visuals. I love the look of the different particle effects, and I imagine that's a little bit easier on the performance, which in itself has been really good. I mean, you get quite a good render distance. You got the cloud pushing us inwards, which is kind of cool. You know, there's just quite a lot to this one. You're either getting me or you're not, man. You're gonna die being out in the cloud like this. And I don't know. I think generally it's just been a real pleasure to try out something like this because I love these, you know, fantasy type games, and this one's got, you know, really nailed that sort of fantasy style, which is really cool to me. Okay, we're gonna have to get that, you know, consumable going down. It's got a clean UI to it. It's got interesting styles for the conflict, and the map is really cool looking. You know, lots of different zone areas are present within this one. It's got a neat sort of, I guess you could say, looting system where you're like going through these chests, you're eliminating other players. It's got a lot of really interesting mechanics and gameplay styles to it that come together, and I think a lot of different ways, right? Because there's so many different combinations that you can have with these skills as players kind of interact with one another. And you're also leveling up in the background too, which is kind of an interesting extra little thing. And I think if they do need story content, they could have something that really pushes a, you know, wide range of content. You know, you get like a little bit of a story thing and a little bit of the battle royale to kind of keep players engaged. Wow, I got absolutely blasted away there from behind. Doesn't look like we're winning this match, but oh no, don't exile me. Oh no, I've been caught as the orb. But I think we'll show off another match though, so you can see more gameplay in action. So I guess a good thing to mention is at the start here you actually pick kind of your portal where you want to drop in. I think that's also a little bit different from the traditional Battle Royale where you kind of launch off a plane, but it's kind of cool. And you can see the rendering here of the map is just quite impressive in regards to how, like, you can see the full like length of it, and you also see the just like a brief kind of shadow load in it. It's quite impressive in general, you know, from a technical standpoint. Now with that, I get that there's less players than a usual Battle Royale game, but there's quite a lot going on with this one, and I think it does actually provide something that is quite unique. And it has a lot of potential with what they're talking about. This is a land that apparently is going to grow over time, you know, as they add new content, the world itself possibly changing apparently. And that is kind of a neat concept if they do, you know, fully deliver on that over time. All the different elements. Oh, wait, we got a guy here to battle. Oh, we've already got him. Okay, well that was easy. So basically the elements are Frostborn, Conduit, Pyromancer. Uh-oh. Alright, well we got that guy down too. Upgrade, epic flight, sure, why not? Where did they go? I think I eliminated the whole team. Oh, no, there's another guy over here. We're getting completely distracted. I think that's gonna run. Oh, he's exiled. Uh-oh. So I guess we've gotta take this person on here. This is gonna be a very intense match. I'm surprised my teammates haven't come to give me a hand yet. There we go. So we've got more of that guy gone. Come on. Is baked. Okay, well I want to exile him. I can't seem to get caught onto that guy. Whatever. Guess we'll just kind of watch where they go. But as I was saying, the various classes, there's also the Pyromancer, the Toxologist, the Stone Shaper, or the Tempest. So you get all these different options and all these different combinations as you kind of put them together. And I think that's quite fun. You know, I can't seem to actually get this guy to kind of stop. It's kind of driving me a little bit crazy. But yeah, there's just like so many different types of cool combinations that you can do, and then putting them together makes them stronger. And I just got blasted away, and I'm surprised my teammates didn't come to help out at all. Like, I get that we're supposed to move across the area. See, we should have landed in the middle. It was a terrible decision to do that. Great, so we're dropping down again. I think mostly I'm just fairly impressed by what they delivered with this game. It kind of came out of nowhere almost, at least from what I've seen. And to have all these features and a really unique style battle royale, I think that's kind of exciting. Because again, there's so many of these battle royale-esque titles that I've played over the years. So it's refreshing to get something a little bit unique. Especially after so long, you're just like, you know, trying out so many different versions. It can get, you know, a little tiring. Why are we having so much trouble here? There we go. Let's exile this person here. Nice. There we go. Equip their ability. Yeah, it just got some neat, smaller game mechanics, nice conflict, a good variety of different enemies to fight against as you're, you know, taking on these players that all have different types of, so I guess, mages that they play as. Easygoing tutorial to let you know how to play the game, and yeah, it offers quite a bit, I think. I'm having a pretty good time with it. Get back here as you try to chase these orbs. Uh-oh. Might have a bit of a problem here, because this person's got a lot more health than I do, which is not a good thing. And our teammates are nowhere nearby, even though they see me fighting multiple individuals at the same time. But they're coming to help, so that's kind of nice. I like this system too, where you're a bit of a slow orb, because it leaves that potential for you to kind of come back quickly into the battle, especially in the endgame situations. Whereas it also, you know, it's an easy vanquish if you find somebody that's all the way by themselves. You know, like it goes either way as being something competitive and interesting to play. Yeah, I forgot I need the armor belt to put this on. Got a bit of a intense fight going on here. Oh, wait, knocked him out. It's also cool that, you know, the damage feels damaging. When you get those environmental things going down, you can die just in like a split second, and you got to be careful of what kind of environmental thing you're running against. Like, look at all this different types of fire and ice everywhere. And you got to use that to your advantage. Oh, that was a pretty good shot, I thought. And then you go and you get all your different abilities and things, and you got to watch out, because then you got other people coming after you as you're, you know, trying to gather things. Ooh. It's got quite a lot to it. You know, a lot of little meta things, and I think that leads way to having some creative combinations of weapons and battles around on the map. And I think that's going to be really fun to see how they expand that with new story content over time, aside from just this battle royale. That I think is the idea, like basically having this is to get people involved with the core package, and then they add in the extra stuff afterwards, after you're already kind of in the ecosystem of magic and things. It really just depends on if this is able to keep people's interest, but I think it's fairly different from what I've seen in other battle royale titles. You know, It's got those upgrade systems, but it's also got that weird kind of magical twist to it that is really quite different. It's like our team is moving out. No, we're still in the zone. We're quite good. But yeah, I gotta get consuming on some of these abilities here. I also love my costume. I think I got one of the pack things or whatever from the PR person, so it's kind of cool having my weird Bugsnax-esque guy going on. But you can have all kinds of different costumes, and they've got like daily cosmetics. There doesn't seem to be any microtransactions that really grant like performance or anything like that, any sort of edge. It's just a really balanced battle royale game that's got quite a lot of different modes and a lot of different abilities and things to take advantage of, and I really wish I could find another health potion because my health is not good. And while the cool red throbbing stuff is neat, it's kind of a bit of a drag on my ability to see what exactly is going on here. Feather. You get really high up on that one. But yeah, I really like the look of the game, the style of it, how it handles the performance, and all of the different cool little magical abilities that can be split together across the battle here. And I think people are gonna be pushing inwards in a sec as we move into the smaller circle, just kind of wanting to finish off this experience. Looks like our guy might have seen someone over here that we'll have to deal with. Oh, there they are. Yeah, it's also neat how they kind of blend in with the environment until like maybe they're a little bit closer to you. But they give you good detection skills too if you want to let your team know what's up. Oh jeez, yeah, I'm not going to last too long. There's all these little technical things. You're also really given the ability to kind of get out of the way fast if you need to. You know, you're taking damage, you can run away, but the more skilled players are just going to be able to catch up to you before you're able to actually accomplish your daring escape. Are you going to exile this player? Yeah, the exile mechanic, just really quite neat. Let's get an upgrade. I'll be helping my teammates. Oh! The big firewall, which is kind of a funny joke now that I'm really thinking about it. Trying to run away. Looks like we got a couple different enemy foes here. See, I almost had that person. They were a bit of a one-shot there if I could have finished them off. And now I'm back in that game. It was really nice of the teammate to give me a hand. Let's read these scrolls for some extra little bonuses. And we're gonna get better stuff, better belts. We do need to perhaps use one of our mana potions and a shield potion in order to get that cleaned up here. We are getting really close to the end game though. Not too many opponents left. Too many other mages that we're going to have to eliminate. Kind of a waste to use the full mana or health, wouldn't it be? It looks like the big zone's coming up. Yeah, we're coming close to the final area here, just collecting some extra little abilities as we prepare for this. We got a pretty good team here, so I have slight confidence in our ability to kind of finish them off as we move right into the end game. Not much time left. Think anything good here? Raise your mind. Your mind. This seems like a pretty good place for a little bit of an epic finale. I wish I had the Lone Wolf ability. It kind of detects where guys are, but it looks like we don't need that because there is somebody over yonder. Let's chase him down. Looks like we got a very aggressive team too. Now that was kind of a waste. And you can really feel it in the controller. That's for sure. Let's take a step back, get that health up. See, it's not necessarily all about all-out assaulting. Where did you go? Honestly, don't know where that guy ran away to. Looks like we got some bad guys over here. Uh-oh. Should have them finished off. Yep. Let's get the quick exile here before anybody else comes into the situation. Nice. Always get to get better abilities from other people that you kill. Especially since I need to get some armor going on. Uh-oh. Don't really want to take too much damage from that. Now looks like the squad's coming here. We actually got a really good team set up here, but things could go badly very quickly. Now let's get that shield kind of stacked up as best as we can. And there goes that person. They shouldn't have been shooting at me. I might have let them slightly escape there. Doing very good. We've only got a few other mages left that we got to eliminate. See if we get any little upgrades before the end here. Pocket some little extra health things. Could really use some shields though. There we go, get little upgrades. I love the cool like gauntlets you get. They're just fantastic in this. There we go, large armor shield. Yep. That's exactly what I need. Okay. Let's do this final battle here. Pretty confident about our team, though. We've got the talent. The Banisher. I actually got a pretty sick KD ratio in this. So I think we've got maybe one person left to deal with. Where are they? Where's this last mage? Mage, where are you? We're burning runtime. Nice spirit talent. No, seriously, where are they? Like, where could they? Oh. There we go, we won. That's a good victory.